Are you doing all the right personal development and manifesting processes like visualizing, affirming, shifting your mindset, but your life still isn't changing? Once you understand the neuroscience behind these techniques, you can change your life so fast it feels like a whirlwind, a miracle, even a total identity reboot. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Hi everybody, I'm Esther Bartkiw. For over 21 years, I've been helping people silence the noise within and transform from the inside out, because real change starts within at the level of belief. If you enjoy this type of content, please hit the like button. All right, let's dive into this material because it's juicy. What's the big reason you're not changing? Well, you can be doing all the right personal development and manifesting steps and still not make progress, because your brain is always defaulting to your internal conversations, your long-held beliefs, your ruminations, how they loop inside of your head, and your self-identity. That's the story that you tell yourself about who you are. This identity pulls you back into what is familiar and safe, even if it's not what is wanted. And this isn't mindset fluff. This is neuroscience. Dr. James Doty, he is a neurosurgeon and author of Mind Magic, the Neuroscience of Manifestation, explains that your brain works like a prediction machine. It constantly searches for evidence to confirm what you already believe about yourself and your life. Whatever your dominant identity is, your brain tries to recreate it. So if your identity is, I'm not good with money, nothing ever works for me, I just don't have enough time, your brain literally filters reality to prove those stories true. And this is where manifestation and neuroscience blend perfectly. Because manifesting guru Neville Goddard taught that your inner conversations create your outer world. And neuroscience confirms that your brain's predictive loops do exactly that. Neuroscience is the study of your brain, nervous system, and how your thoughts, feelings, and experiences shape your biology. A few key points we'll be working with today for understanding and for background are, number one, neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on what you think, repeat, envision, and emotionally feel. Number two, neural pruning. Old patterns literally get trimmed away from you when you stop feeding them with attention and emotion. Number three, mirror and prediction systems. Your brain scans your environment and tries to match your internal story with external evidence. Number four, nervous system safety. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe expanding, it will sabotage every attempt to grow. Not because you're weak, but because your biology thinks it's protecting you. This is why people stay stuck even when they're doing all the right things. Now, the three big culprits sabotaging your manifesting efforts, well, your self-identity and internal story is number one. It is the strongest manifesting force that you have. Every time you say something like, this always happens to me, I can't handle money, people always let me down, I'm too old, I'm too late, your brain reinforces that identity and life reflects it back to you. But change your story to, my life is unfolding beautifully. Things always work out for me. I manage money with confidence. I have more than enough time. And your brain starts scanning for proof of these new identities. This is self-directed neuroplasticity. The story you repeat becomes the life you see. Number two, nervous system deregulation. If your nervous system is dysregulated, overwhelmed, exhausted, anxious, frozen, or constantly bracing, you will always return to the familiar despite your best efforts to make positive change. The brain equates familiar with safe, even if familiar is unhealthy. Dr. Doty explains that the part of your brain responsible for intuition, creativity, and possibilities, which is the prefrontal cortex, shuts down when your nervous system is dysregulated. You literally cannot imagine a new life from a stressed state. So your manifestations don't land, not because you're doing it wrong, but because your nervous system doesn't feel safe enough to allow the change. When creating change in your life at a deep level, you need to change your identity, which is your internal story, and create internal safety with your nervous system. And number 3, clean up your environment, both the inner and the outer. Your brain mirrors what is around you. So if your environment is chaotic, negative, or filled with people who doubt everything, your brain absorbs that information. There are 2 levels of environment to consider here. The first one is your inner environment. We've talked about this, your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotional habits, unhealed memories, unconscious patterns, looping thoughts and memories. These shape the world you perceive and your internal story. And then consider your outer environment. This is the home you live in, the conditions you're surrounded by, your social circle, work environment. Your brain is always scanning these for evidence that matches your internal story. If your environment is full of people saying, well, that won't work, well, that's just dumb. Come on, Esther, be realistic. Your nervous system contracts and your brain shuts down possibility. But fill your inner world with the right mindset and support yourself in your outer environment with people who uplift, inspire, and support you, and your brain will start seeking evidence of empowerment instead of limitation. This is neuroplasticity in action. It's also important to note that every behavior you repeat becomes a neural groove in your brain. But every time you interrupt a pattern that you don't like, even slightly, you weaken the old pathway so that you can create a new one that supports you. Here's an example. If you always soothe stress with scrolling on your phone, choose instead to pause, breathe, replace the scroll with stepping outside into fresh air for 2 minutes. That tiny shift creates a new neural link. If your autopilot reaction is to assume the worst, consciously redirect to, well, what's another possibility here? Those small shifts create big rewiring. Now, how to start changing your life right now? Well, these steps I'm about to share blend neuroscience, manifestation, and personal growth practices. Number 1, change your identity, your story. There's no way around this step. Write out a new self story, like a day in the life of the person you are becoming, but write it as if you already are. Your new habits, how you think, how people respond to you, how you handle challenges, how you feel in your body, and what your life looks like. And then review that story, but feel it with emotion and live in the assumption that this has already unfolded. Neville Goddard calls this practice living in the end, and Dr. Doty calls it activating the salience network, which tells your brain what to prioritize and create. And by the way, if you are interested in learning more about Dr. Doty's work, I have a link to his book, in the description box below. The new story practice you can do any time of the day. However, neuroscience says right before bed is the best time because your brain is entering into a theta state. In theta, the subconscious is wide open. Emotional memory is heightened, neural pathways form faster, and your brain cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. Right before bed is the most powerful time of the day to imprint a new identity or new story. So spend a few minutes seeing and feeling, that's very important, your new life before you drift off. Instead of reviewing your day as it was, review your day as you want it to be, as you living in the end. This alone will start rapidly reshaping your brain. 2, regulate your nervous system. Your nervous system must feel safe for change to happen. And there's 3 ways you can support this. You can do breath work with a long exhale. Long exhales signal safety to the vagus nerve. Try somatic release work. That's gently shaking, stretching, tapping, or placing your hand on your heart and belly to expel energy. And then deep inner work. This is the work that I guide people through, turning inward, identifying dysregulation, releasing emotional and energetic blocks, and allowing the body to reorganize into a state of safety and expansion. When the nervous system is regulated, new identity work becomes easy and natural. Now, there are many practices and modalities that assist with nervous system regulation. Pick one that feels right for you. Number 3, visualization, but with feeling. Visualization is powerful only when emotion is involved. So emotion plus imagery equals neuroplastic change. Visualize your desired life like you're already living it. Open your eyes and feel as if you step back from your future into the now and feel those feelings. Your brain doesn't know the difference. It has already begun creating pathways to make that visualization your default state. Number 4, take micro actions that your brain doesn't expect. Micro changes break predictive loops. If you usually come home, drop onto the sofa and zone out, instead put on your trainers and go for a 10-minute walk. Shake up the pattern. This move surprises your brain in the best way and creates new neural grooves that support your future identity. Number 5, clean up your environment, your outer reality. If you are manifesting health, remove foods from your home that don't support healthy living. Replace harsh lighting with warm lights or salt lamps. Bring in nourishing items that a healthy person would use. Place your trainers by the door so that you're always on the go, moving your body, and create a home that reflects your new healthy self. Then take this practice beyond your home and clean up your outward reality like your social circles, habits, activities, and your work boundaries. Your outer environment should match who you are becoming. As you embody your new identity, your environment will naturally shift to match it. These micro steps help accelerate that process. Dr. James Doty emphasizes something profound that I would like to share with you here. When you combine intention, attention, and emotion, the brain reorganizes itself to match the internal picture. He calls this the neurobiology of possibility. Your brain is literally sculpted by what you repeatedly focus on with emotion. And this is manifestation explained through science. If you feel led to explore working with me and doing some deep inner transformation work with the nervous system or at the emotional and energetic levels, the link to my sessions is below. If we've never worked together before, please connect with me by email first so we can discuss the right and perfect next step for you. Oh, and please check out the video that's popping up on the screen right now. It beautifully complements what we've explored here today.